Cut down my response carefully. I have the receipts. Willow, all 47 of them, plus about 100 more, you don't even know about yet. The time for lies is over then. I turned off my phone and went to sleep in my own bed for the first time in days alone, but not lonely. There's a difference. Tomorrow would bring hard conversations and harder decision, but for the first time in 25 years those decisions would be on my terms. Finally, update: first morning after the confrontation I woke up at AM2. The sound of someone crying, muffled but definitely coming from inside the house, took me a minute to realize it was Willow. In the guest room. Weird thing, I felt nothing, not satisfaction, not guilt, just anything for those asking for updates. It's been 2 weeks since my family returned from their beach getaway, 2 weeks of awkward breakfasts and tense dinners, 2 weeks of whispered phone calls and slam door, 2 weeks of reality crashing down on 25 years of marriage the morning after they returned. I expected big dramatic scenes, tearful apologies, desperate promises to change. That's not what happened. Willow came downstairs at AME, made coffee like it was any normal day, and asked if I'd gotten it out of my system yet, like my reaction was some kind of tantrum that needed to run its course. I just looked at her for a long moment, then slid my phone across the counter with the screenshots still open. The ones where she and Lindsay discussed whether I'd even noticed they were gone. The ones where she laughed at Tomas's caption. She stared at them like she was seeing them for the first time. Then tried a new angle, said her phone must have been hacked, that she never wrote those things, that someone must have used her account at 7:43 a.m. exactly. I realized my wife of 25 years would rather invent an elaborate conspiracy theory than admit she'd been callous and cruel. That's when I handed her the printed bank statement, highlighted every withdrawal from our joint account for the trip, showed her the credit card statements from her secret card, laid out how I'd have supported this family for decades while she'd have built up $133,000 in hidden debt. You want to know the craziest part? She didn't even seem that concerned about the money, just kept saying Otis would help her pay it off, that I was being petty focusing on dollars and cents when the real issue was my workaholism. Isn't that some? I'm the bad guy for working 68-hour weeks to pay for everything, including her shopping habit. The kids were a different story. Tomas showed up around noon that first day, hungover and defensive, started in about how I was overreacting, how it was just a stupid social media post, how I was being toxic by making such a big deal about everything. So I showed him my social media feed, the comments from his friends, the ones saying stuff like, LOL, your dad sounds like my dad, total boomer energy, and bro, just tell him you are busy when he tries to hang. That's what I do. I asked him what kind of man mocks his father online to look cool to his friends. What kind of son takes $4,000 for an apartment down payment, then spends the same amount partying at a beach resort? $2 weeks later, he didn't have good answers. Just mumbled something about how I don't understand how social media works, and left. Hasn't been back in 5 days. Piper was different. She actually apologized, said she felt pressured by Kinsley and Otis to go along with the trip. Said she'd wanted to call me on my birthday, but Willow told her I was probably too busy anyway. I believe her mostly.